My dad was in the fire department, West Pelzer, so I kind of grew up around it, going with him. You know, I was probably about that high. Decided it was in my blood and wanted to do it. I got on the fire department in '96 at West Pelzer. Started volunteering over there as a junior. Anderson County, you can join the fire department as a junior. You can do, a handful of things. Obviously, you can't go in and fight a fire, but to get your foot in the door here at District 1, get involved and then start getting your classes through the Career Center, and you get your classes. And we've had a handful of guys when I was at West Pelzer, they come right out and go to work. We have 2 active explorers here at Williamston.
They come in pretty ready? These kids come in?
Oh yes, yeah. But I know that's something we want to get into the high schools and the middle schools and try to recruit some of these guys because that kept me out of trouble when I was in school. Every day when I got out, I went to the fire department and was doing something up there. And if you wasn't doing nothing back then, you didn't play on the video games and watch TV and all that. You was out there checking trucks or cleaning trucks or doing something, polishing. You got to make sure your equipment's ready to go anytime. So running your equipment, checking your equipment. When we pull this equipment out, we want it to crank the first time. You want it to, because it's life or death, you need that equipment working.
It seems to me that things are changing in that one time the county was small enough that all volunteers could protect it, but people are going to have to get used to paying for fire protection like they do police protection if they really want to be covered, right?
Oh yes. I don't think the citizens understand that, what the guys go through. The volunteers are dwindling down. They're trying to find incentive programs to keep them going. It's getting harder and harder to get a volunteer, but you're going to burn out the 5 or 6 at each station that you have that comes every call. I don't know of too many citizens that wanted to say, well, I want to do that. Like, I go work in a plant, but when I get off, I'm going to stay up all night and fight a fire. It has to be in your blood that you want to do that and give back to the community. As of last week, I'm the first paid fire chief of Williamston, and we're trying to narrow it down. I think it's 6 or 7. Either I'm the 6th chief or the 7th chief. I know like every chief that serves, they've served years and years and years.
You were telling me you grew up in this community.
I did.
Did you ever think about you might be fire chief in Williamston one day?
I did not. I had a goal to be a fire chief at West Pelzer years ago. In 1999, I joined Anderson County Fire as a dispatcher. So I was volunteering in West Pelzer, and then I joined over there and started working. I worked there till 2000, and I left and went to work at East Simpsonville Fire Department as a firefighter. Going through the ranks, moving up. I was an engineer, a lieutenant, shift officer. In 2009, I become fire marshal captain, so I served as second in command in the absence of the fire chief. In 2010, I served as the assistant chief. And then later in 2012, I moved up to the fire chief, and I served in 2018. I had left East Simpsonville, which is formerly known as Clear Spring, went to work for Motorola. It had been 2 years since I've been gone out of the fire service paid, so it was too much trying to manage a volunteer fire department and work, in the field working on radios or doing whatever. So I stepped down as the chief, still serve as a lieutenant, and obviously this job come open, and wanted to be home, near my community and give back to my community. And so
what can people do in Williamston now? You're a new chief. This is your chance to tell them something. What can they do to help you and your guys do a better job here in Williamston's fire department?
If you're interested in volunteering, come down here and talk to us. If you have a kid in high school or middle school that don't know what they want to do, but they may want to give back to the community. Yes, we have 2 big events. We just had one event. The 4th of July was a big car show we do, but the other ones are Spring Water Festival. So we do the car show, and then everything else is going on in the park, bands and crafts and arts and all that kind of stuff. Carnival, food trucks, fire truck rides. I know this year's something new that I brought to the table. We're going to do a Dunkin' booth. So I've actually talked to Mayor Burgess and Mayor Sanders, and they're going to get in the booth. So I think that'll be good. I'm going to get in the booth. I got some members to get in there, so I think that'll be cool.
You mentioned if somebody might be interested, how long would, we're talking about an adult here, how long would they have to train before they could actually come in and be of help to y'all?
The Anderson County training facility does some. I wasn't able to do this. You know, when I was growing up, I had to take mine every Monday and Wednesday night at the training facility in Anderson. If you're able to, and you could go to Columbia and do the recruit class. When you come out of there, you'll have everything you need. Like you're going to the police academy, but it's going to the fire academy. You go down there for so many weeks, and when you come out, you have everything. But most of the time around here, everybody's after work. It's in the evenings, 2 nights a week. You're taking a class, some Saturdays. So there's a lot of training that's put in. People don't know about behind the scenes. Obviously, I have a handful of classes, but everybody's still learning.
Anything else you wanted to say we can drop in there?
I don't know. I was nervous enough. So did I do all right?
Yeah, you did great, man. Oh yeah.